Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of the Laughs Aside podcast. Today we're going to be going into a little bit about the future of Wonderful Wasteland and what we know about that right now, but also a little bit about what's happening recently here. As you may have noticed, there are no videos posting this week, and there may not be any next week either. I haven't gotten around to that. The reason being, there's some things that are behind the scenes things, or things that maybe you wouldn't perceive as important but actually turns out they are very important that I need to work on, and I'll get into what those things are here in just a moment. But first off, I have a question for you guys, and it's a very important question because I have a coach that I've been working with for YouTube recently, and one of the things he keeps asking about and keeps saying that we need to figure out what it is, and there may not be anything relative to this in your eyes as far as our channel goes right now. But the question is, what makes our channel special or unique or stand out amongst other channels? Because there's a lot of gaming channels, so you can't say, gaming, and there's a lot of funny people on YouTube, so you can't say funny, so things like that. Is it, maybe personality, our personalities for some reason, or a feeling that you're left with maybe, or maybe it's nothing at all. And if it's nothing, say nothing, because even that can help us identify that there isn't anything unique yet, and that we need to figure out what that is, because it takes something unique like that to stand out on YouTube these days. And maybe it's personality, but even that might not be enough, because there's just so many people. And there's a lot of cool people on YouTube, a lot of very funny people doing really cool things. So, but you guys, if there is something for you in particular that when you sit down and watch a Wonderful Wasteland video, you're like, this is special because of this, and I can't get this anywhere else. That's the type of thing that we're after, because if you guys can guide us to that, then we in turn can take that and maximize it so that other people can feel that feeling. I'm also going to go into what my goals for the future of this channel are, along with what our plan for the future is. So let's dive into that now. I have recently started working with a coach for YouTube, as I've stated. His name is Marco, and he's really awesome. He's very nice and clearly very intelligent when it comes to the algorithm, when it comes to psychology and what makes people click and what people are looking for, and basically the overall formula for what is going to get people to get involved in the community, because obviously, if you guys are watching this video, you probably enjoy being part of Wonderful Wasteland for one reason or another, and you find happiness and value being here. And the goal is for more people to feel that. But more so, and diving into a little bit about the overall goals, my personal goals for the channel, I want people to feel that on a level that they don't get from anywhere else. Now, I've talked to you guys a little bit about it in the Discord, but maybe if you're not in the Discord, you haven't heard about it, or maybe you didn't even know we had a Discord. If you didn't know, you should go join it. It's an awesome place to be. Definitely the best way to get involved in Wonderful Wasteland, all things Wonderful Wasteland. So, basically, the example that I keep using is Disney. There are some very clear ways that Disney differs from what we're doing. Namely, our content's a little bit, whether you want to call it edgier or, more adult-like content. We're cursing and whatnot and making, inappropriate jokes that you would not see Mickey Mouse make. But I'm after that feeling that Disney creates for people. And maybe it's because I'm older now, but I don't really feel it within their new videos. But within their old videos, I always did. And not videos, movies, sorry. Their old movies were special because every time I sat down to watch a Lilo and Stitch or Cars movie or you know, whatever movie you want, a Toy Story, right? Like, there was this feeling of excitement and joy you got just from sitting down to watch, you know, Monsters Inc., right? Even if you've already seen it, there's still this like childlike joy that I get filled with when I sit down to watch one of those movies, because they're fun and they take you on an adventure and they leave you feeling very fulfilled at the end of those movies. You leave feeling happy. You leave not wondering why you spent your time doing that, not wondering what you're gonna do next. You leave feeling like complete, and it is almost a magic feeling that surrounds those movies. Even more so if you've ever had the privilege to go to the park, either Disney World, I'm assuming. I've only been to the Disney World in Florida. I haven't been to Disneyland in California, but Disney World in Florida is a magical place. When you go there, it's clean and it's exciting, and there's so many fun things to do and to look at, and it's just, there's feeling when you're going there of excitement and magic, and then going into the park. And I mean, the parks, one of the parks is literally called Magic Kingdom, you know, like they built it around the idea of it being magic, and they executed it with perfection because it quite literally feels that way. And you know, you may think it sounds silly, but it's not silly to me. I really want people to leave, well, number one, to be excited about our videos the way they're excited about a Disney movie. And I want them to leave our videos with a sense of joy and excitement for the next one, right? And I want to provide that to you guys on a regular basis, regular enough to, if you're having a bad week, there's several opportunities for you to experience that. Because I want my videos that, you know, I edit and create to be an experience that makes you guys happy, and that can make, I keep saying it, I want it to make a bad day good and a good day better. That is my motto, really, for the way that I go about the things that I do within the Wonderful Wasteland. And I think that we currently do that for a lot of people, but I think the way that we're doing it maybe isn't maximized for, number one, you know, what I want it to be, but also what I think that it can be, as far as bringing in new people and allowing them to experience that. Because a lot of people, I don't think, are grasping quite what this is whenever they view it on the surface, and that's why they're leaving. I think if people understood what this is supposed to be, and what I think it somewhat is, but what I think that we can improve upon, I think if they grasped that feeling that I'm talking about right from the start, that they would find this place to be the special place that it is. And overall, talking about like the future and whatnot, this is the start for me, but recently I've been focusing on what I want like out of this, but then furthermore, like down the road, because this coach has asked a lot of questions of me, and really made me in my head define the structure of what I want this to be, and what I want more so probably from my own like my own thinking process. As far as that goes, I then start to think of what I want out of, you know, life. the truth is we get one opportunity to be on this world, or maybe you think we get more than one, but regardless of what you think, I think this life is precious. And this is the biggest opportunity in my life. For those of you who don't know, for the next few months, my dad is supporting me and allowing me to do this, allowing me to give my full effort into this so that I can have a real opportunity of making it something that is special and successful, so that I can continue to focus and cultivate this. Because to me, this is just the start. And so I'll get into what I want in the future from this, but let me start with where I'm at now. Right now, being completely honest and transparent with everybody, because that's what I want to be, because I want you guys to know me and to know who you're supporting to the best of your ability, the best of my ability to share this information about me and be as open as I possibly can be. These past few months have been not good for me, and I say that knowing, some people are going to look at me and say, well, look at what you've done and look at this and that. And, yes, I've been privileged to do things, right? I've been privileged to go to, a World Cup game with my family. That's something that I've done recently. I have a wonderful girlfriend and, a nice place to live. And I think the most important one is the ability to do many great things. But I think why these last few months haven't been good for me is because I've been wasting these opportunities, and instead of focusing on those things, focusing on doing better and taking care of myself, I have been slacking. I have been not engaged at certain points, and downright depressed at times. And whether that's something that is a result of how engaged I've been, excuse me, I have hiccups right now. Whether that's been the result of something that about like how engaged I've been, or whether it's the result of things beyond my control, like if I just have occasional depression, I'm not yet sure. But there are things that I can do to help that, and there are things that I've just been neglecting, that I shouldn't be neglecting. And so this week in particular, there's been a couple of reasons why I haven't been posting. And one of those reasons is both for my productivity, my health, I need a good, for both for that and for the channel itself, we need a good foundation. Now, what that means for my health is, number one, eating better, more consistently. And that doesn't mean, in my head, it doesn't mean never having a Dr. Pepper or never going out to eat and eating what you want to eat. But it means, do that a couple days out of the week, or at the very most, 3 days out of the week. And really 3 is pushing it. I'd say 2 is probably good. And then the other days of the week, eating healthy and watching your calories and being diligent in your health. It also means getting up in the morning and going over to the gym and exercising. And for me, it's running, because what I'd really like to do is get back into soccer. I was thinking about it today, and my goal has been to run every weekday, and I've done a max of 2 days out of the week the past month, even though my goal is to run every single day. And so, I've been slacking, And then, this week I've started off good, because, I'm slowing down from the content. I don't have a lot of things to worry about right now. I'm more so focused on good foundation. I've also, been cleaning around the house. The house has not been the way it needs to be as far as cleanliness is concerned for a very long time. And I don't blame Hannah for that, because Hannah works hard and she gets tired at work, and she does a lot. So I'm not gonna sit here and blame her for not doing any of that. It's I think my responsibility in a lot of ways to be taking care of things around the house, and I haven't been doing that. So that's something that I need to start taking care of, and I've been doing laundry and cleaning up literally everything, and I'm going to continue to do that today after I get done recording this podcast. But so that's another thing, because if I don't have a clean work environment, like, how can I expect myself to be successful? If I have clutter everywhere and it's preventing me from being efficient, and then doing a better job of picking up after myself when I get everything cleaned up. And then back to the exercising, it's kind of like reminding myself of what I once was. Let me make a note here to remind myself the timestamp of when to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and insert a clip of what I looked like when I started this channel, and then a picture of me now, and I think you'll see like a very noticeable difference. And it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I don't think I'm like super overweight or anything like that, but one of them is healthy and the other one's not healthy. I haven't been being healthy. So like, that's a big thing. And then the other thing is, like, I used to do a lot, a lot of things. Sorry, my iPad's making noise. Unprofessional. But I used to do, soccer, and when I played soccer, I wasn't the best soccer player in the world, but like, I'd start every game for all of the teams I was on, and back when I was, in good shape. That changed when I started not taking care of myself. And I think that there's an important lesson to be taught to you guys through this, if it's a lesson that you haven't learned. And some of you have probably already learned it, but especially those of you who, when you get older, you can make whatever decisions you want, but right now you're not in the place where you can do that because you live with your families, because I know we have some younger audience members. There's a very important thing about balance. And there has been no balance because I've been throwing myself at the YouTube situation nonstop, to the point that I'm not able to provide a work balance with my life, with my health, and it's showed in, the fact that in this clip of me, when I'm, on the old channel, and let me type in a timestamp again so I remember to add it. In this clip of me on the old channel, I'm 170 pounds, and then in this clip of me today, I'm 233 pounds, which, again, for a 6-foot guy, it's not like the worst possible weight, but it's not healthy, right? Like, I'm not in a healthy place. And so, that's 60 pounds, right? Like, that's a lot. Also, I forgot, I was gonna insert some clips of me playing soccer. So here's that. I'll make another timestamp for that. I'll go find some clips, because I used to be starting, I used to be good, and I used to have a lot of fun doing it, and it's important, like that type of stuff, to do the things that you love for your mental health. And maybe that's why I'm sad, is because it's hard to sit in a chair all day and pour yourself into something, and then I'm getting some results. We have a lovely, fantastic community that I'm very thankful for, but I had to grind for every individual person. And what we're looking to do here is to create a community where we don't have to grind for every individual person. We want people to want to be a part of this. To get 7 people into the Discord server in one day, I have to stream for 9 hours, right? Like, that's a lot of streaming, and it's playing video games, right? And it's fun, I like streaming, but 9 hours is a long time, right? And that's why I try to put limits even on the streams now, because as much as I love hanging out with you guys, like, you're not even getting the best content at that point when I'm 9 hours in and my eyes are closing, so I'm tired, right? Like, that's not something I need to be doing. And then even more so with like the YouTube videos, like, I think the problem isn't the style of video, and I think we can even like relax a little bit on the video style and make it a little bit more of like a chill experience. Maybe I'm going to talk to my coach about it and see what he thinks, but I think more so the problem with the YouTube channel is that we're not conveying what this is. People see it and they say, another gaming YouTube channel, and sometimes they come and watch because the different things look interesting to them, but a lot of times it's one gaming video, and we're not even playing popular games, so it's a gaming video about a game that was created 9 years ago, right? And like, there's not a big audience for stuff like that. We need to convey in some sort of way what people are getting themselves into, and then deliver on that, so that when people watch the video, they feel that same feeling that I hope at least some of you have felt to a degree, that this is a different place, that this isn't just a gaming community, that I'm not just here to get views, subscribers, likes, and ultimately money, that I'm here to provide an experience. And that'll lead directly into what I want this to become. Some of you may know, but some of you might not. When I finally am able to make this successful, I want to be able to, number one, provide for myself so that I can just focus on this. That's goal one. And then, I want this to be successful because I want to be able to touch as many people's lives as possible. And if I can do that, then more money will come in turn. And with that money, there are things that I want to do. Namely, I have a dream that I want to go and build a studio, and I want to assemble some of the best creative minds of our time. And I want it to be a place of art and culture, and I want to create things much like Disney did at one point, that brings a crazy type of joy and happiness to the people who, whether it's a video game, play it, or a movie, watch it, there's different means of creativity that we can exploit to bring happiness to people's lives. And I want to do all of it, because maybe you like video games but you don't like watching YouTube videos. That's fine. Let's make a video game that is fun. Let's make comic books, let's tell stories and help people who are creative and have talent but maybe are unrecognized. Let's help them find a place. I really want to do that, like, badly. And that's ultimately what I'm after right now. That's the end goal, is to create a new Disney of our time. Because maybe you're still a fan of current Disney, but in my opinion, it's lost its factor, right? Like, the thing that made it like, the park is expensive, and the movies, I feel like, are shrouded in politics at times, and, you know, like, I'm all for inclusivity, and I'm all for you know, a message being shared, because I think if a positive message is being conveyed through, you know, media, I think that's a positive thing. But I think that Disney, at a lot of points in time nowadays, they're more focused on either A, making money, or B, pushing an agenda, a political view, than they are making a good, wholesome, entertaining experience for their viewers. And one day, maybe I'd even like to work alongside them on, you know, the psychology of that and what a movie for kids should look like. Because I'm all for, you know, entertainment for kids, and making movies that inspire creativity and imagination. And in my opinion, I think a lot of people stray from a place that should be providing those experiences now, because they are afraid of the, like, political connotations, or, you know, the movies just aren't as good as the old ones that they used to make, right? Like, I think Cars, and, like I said, Cars, Monsters Inc., Toy Story, like, those were important things that I watched as a child that made me into who I was. Like, it inspired my imagination and made me happy. You can see it with Star Wars. I mean, I love Star Wars growing up, big Star Wars fan. I absolutely despise mainly Disney's sequel movies that they made. But I mean, even like their Star Wars content, I don't really feel like reflects the imagination and the wonder of the original Star Wars movies. I think the new movies were a cash grab, and also, to a degree, shrouded in politics. And I don't think that has any place in entertainment. I think you can share positive ideas to educate people and to inspire, like I said, imagination, creativity, being kind to each other. Those are great messages to put as underlying themes of your movies. But I think that the overall, like, direction that Disney's gone, even to the point where, like, one of my favorite franchises of all time, or probably my number one franchise of all time, Star Wars, kind of fell apart. And don't get me wrong, good things have come from it. Like, I enjoy some of the TV series, and you know, I'm happy that there's content out there, but at the same exact time, I am not happy with the direction that the new movies took and what it did to the thing that I grew up with, that I loved a lot. And they got the Toy Story movie out right now, and I'm gonna go see it because I've watched all the other ones. But, you know, I don't know if they're gonna do something else in that movie that is, like, you know, where I just don't want it to look like the movie was made more to push an idea onto people than it was to, you know, entertain kids, because that's what it's supposed to do. And I'm a kid at heart, you know, so, you know, it'll be entertaining for me too if it's created the right way. But that's the gist, and I'm working on different things with the coach right now, like the branding and the impression that we leave on people and whenever they first come to our channel, and different things. But hopefully sooner or later here we can start getting a lot of these changes implemented, and we can ultimately, I keep saying ultimately, I've said ultimately a lot in this episode, we can finally get around to what we want everything to look like, and we can start bringing in new friends and making an experience for these people and for you guys that whether it's your first time here or whether you've seen 50 of the Wonderful Wasteland videos, you're dying for the next one, you're excited for it, you're enthusiastic. There's a magic feeling when you wake up on a Thursday and you realize that either there's a new Wonderful Wasteland video coming out soon, or that one already dropped while you were sleeping, and that you get to go for the next 10 to 20 minutes watch something that genuinely is going to make you happy and start your day off the right way. Or maybe you come home from work and you're hanging out with your friend, your roommate, your girlfriend, your family, and you can say like, oh, it's time for the next Wonderful Wasteland video, and you guys all sit down and watch it. And I want it to make everyone feel the same way. I want people to see Alex and I, or maybe in the future other people get involved playing games and hanging out, and I want it to feel like that special feeling you get when you're younger and you're eating your favorite snack, drinking your favorite soda, and hanging out with your friend playing video games. I want it to feel like that. I want it to be wholesome in its own way. I know we say dumb things, right? Like we're making silly jokes, we're pushing the line on what is and isn't okay to say at times, but at the end of the day, like, it's just two friends being friends, and I want everybody to feel like they're also friends and also part of the experience, because that's what you guys are to us, is friends who we care about very deeply, and we want you guys to feel special when you're part of this, when you're experiencing the Wonderful Wasteland. I've said it in the past, I'll say it again, although I've asked about branding to my coach and haven't gotten an answer back from him yet, sorry. But Wonderful Wasteland means the wasteland part is the world we live in. Sometimes it can feel kind of like, I imagine what a wasteland would feel like, is hopeless. There's wars and money problems and health and all types of things can make you feel overwhelmed with negativity, much like how I think a wasteland would make you feel. But at the end of the day, the wonderful part is supposed to represent a type of oasis away from those things, a place where you can come, and even though you're in a wasteland, you can feel safe. You can feel like there's no other worries in the world for those moments that you're at a stream, playing games with us, watching one of our videos. And so that is the ultimate idea behind it. Perhaps we'll change to another name for the channel. I'm not sure if that'll happen or not. It's gonna be up to what my coach thinks ultimately. There's that word again. But even if we do change names, the premise behind what I just said is always going to remain the same. I want to remain to be a wonderful place to go for people amidst the quote-unquote wasteland. So, with that said, got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to head out here and get started on it. But I very, very much love each and every one of you. Very happy to be surrounded by so many great people. I couldn't ask for a better group of people to start off with when it comes to building this from the ground up. This foundation is strong, and it's the people who make it up, and it's the people who keep me going when things are difficult and who make me want this more than anything. So I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope that this has been informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Don't forget to answer my question at the beginning of this episode. I feel like if you've made it this far, you're really obligated to do that, even if the answer is nothing. I need your help figuring this out, and I'll continue to need y'all's help if this is going to be successful. But if you believe in this like I do, I ask that you stick around and see it through with me, because I don't want to give up on this. I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm going to keep trying until I can't try anymore. And there's very few things on this earth that are going to stop me from doing everything in my ability to make this happen. So but yeah, all right, rambled enough. That was a good little informative session for you guys to understand what's going on at the time. I asked for your patience when it comes to the videos, and we're gonna do some more stuff in the future that hopefully you guys can enjoy, but I'm not sure when exactly that's gonna be. So in the meantime, if you're somebody who's just been here for the YouTube videos and you're so sad that it's gonna be a week or two before you get more, head on over to the Discord, links below, and we play games over there, and we stream 4 times a week. So you can get plenty of Wonderful Wasteland content if you come hang out with us at the streams. It's always a good time, because it's not just me. Alex isn't typically there. Sometimes he is, but I'll always be there. And it's not just me. We also have the wonderful community, and these guys are awesome. They're dumb sometimes, don't get me wrong. They're little goobers, but they're awesome, and they make the stream even more fun. And you'll have a lot of fun, I think, getting to know everybody and getting to be a part of that. So hope to see you guys involved in all of that if you're not over there already. But other than that, I will get these videos out to you guys as soon as possible. I want to make sure we're doing it the right way. So excited for the future. I will see you guys later.